My first apartment was a nightmare. At first, it wasn't too bad. It had the usual quirks of renting in a building, like paper-thin walls. One of my neighbors would sometimes play loud music around midnight. I didn't really know what to do. I needed sleep because I worked at 6 in the morning. Do I go outside and walk to his door? Well, I don't want to do that. I don't think he heard any of it, which is fine. I didn't want to deal with a confrontation, so I just learned to live with it. That same neighbor constantly tried to interact with me. Whenever he talked to me, he was extremely racist, sexist, and really inappropriate. I tried to avoid him, but he was always around. If I did manage to get past him, he would catch up to me at my car and try to start a conversation with me, even if I was clearly trying to leave. Sometimes he would follow me to my apartment, or he would come by and knock, and I never answered because I had some pretty bad vibes about this guy. So then he'd start talking to me through the door. Glad I have a habit of always locking the door. One time when I got stuck talking to him, this guy came walking down towards us, and he was like, "Young lady, you better go now. This man and I are about to have some trouble." Okay. And then I just walked away. Not even towards my apartment. That was the opposite direction. I just waddled into oblivion until I realized I don't know where I'm going and I want to go home. I kept myself busy walking nowhere until I knew they were both gone. Things didn't really get bad until the apartment complex was bought out by another company. I can't say the name of the company for legal reasons, so we'll just call it Awful Property Management. As soon as they took over, my quirky experience turned into a nightmare. No one was providing regular maintenance like shoveling snow or cleaning the laundry room. And when I turned in my check to the new management at the office, they lost it, then called me and threatened to charge me a late fee. Then they took away their on-site office. So if you wanted to pay rent, you either had to pay online and pay an additional service fee, or turn it into their office somewhere off-site. I spent 30 minutes looking for this office to give them my check. Their address was the hospital. There was no office. Why would you tell me I can turn it into the office then lie about having an office? Who are you people? When I decided to sublease because I hated my life there, they tried to tell me I couldn't do that and I wouldn't get my security deposit back. Well, that's how their lease works, but the lease I signed with the original property management said I could sublease, and I'd get my whole deposit back. This company was so terrible, there was actually a Facebook page dedicated to victims of awful property management. Their online reviews have 1.5 stars, 73 are 1 stars, and 6 are 5 stars. Who is giving this place 5 stars? I bet it's part of their onboarding process for new employees. Fill out these forms and write a good review about our company. Here's some of the reviews I found, check these out. Do not rent here. They provide appliance to the tenants but write in the fine print that if anything breaks, they are not obligated to fix or service it. Maintenance has missed 5 appointments. They charged me for their maintenance man having no access because he came a day after scheduled. They charged me a late fee on my electric utility, which I do not even pay to them. I pay to the power company. While I was out of town for work, they entered and showed the property twice. I am now missing $100. Was told the property was available for applications, paid $78 to apply, within minutes got a response back saying, "Sorry, the property you're interested in is off the market, but you can apply your application to one of our other properties. It is good for 30 days. Bait and switch. Even at this moment, it shows available on their site. Received a snarky email saying, if I disagree with paying a service fee, then I shouldn't have applied. I applied because I was told the property was available. Run! Don't walk away from this place. They have no office you can visit and conduct business from." The owner responded and called them a liar and said their office is actually open Monday through Friday, but he didn't say where it was. So the review guy responds again, "Why is it not listed? Afraid someone might find out you're a scammer? Or that you might have to face the many renters who have complained about your company? LOL, what a joke." You get the idea. Every single one of these has a terrible response from the owners saying it was the tenant's fault, they retaliated, they're failures, they don't comply, and the company is a wonderful company that we should all be blessed to even be sheltered by. It's like a bad breakup. This one guy called them out on it too. To the owner who comments back to everyone with excuses as to why his company is a scam, why don't you call the people who have bad experiences with your company? Oh, cause you're a scam. You charge $100 to pay in cash. You charge 3 to 4% of the total rent for paying with a debit card. You charge $1,250 to terminate the lease, and charge $250 for your company to advertise. You should be ashamed of yourself. The response? This review is retaliation of the tenant's rental payment being returned, which is due to their failure. I found my review, check this out. This is what I wrote. They do not honor contracts. I informed an awful employee. Okay, pause. I didn't say she was awful, that's just the placeholder for the company name, right? I didn't call her name. I said the real company's name. I informed an awful employee that I was subleasing, and she tore my head off to tell me they don't allow that. What she failed to understand was that the contract I signed told me I could sublease. She also told me that I would get none of my security deposit back. However, that was stated nowhere in my lease. I explained to her that was nowhere in my lease, but she rudely told me to read it again. And then some other stuff I already complained about too. I never knew the owner responded to me too. Here it is. From Awful. We acquired these properties from an existing management company, and since the tenant has an existing lease with a previous management company, we will honor the terms of that agreement through its lawful termination date. Oh, but you didn't! Management responded to these tenants' requests promptly, and we addressed all their concerns in a timely manner. Landscaping is done monthly, and the laundry room is cleaned monthly too. So we are unsure why this tenant feels these items have not been addressed. Oh, but you didn't! Also, I love how he acts like he knows exactly who this tenant is. At the time, out of fear of retaliation and BS fees, I used a fake name. So tell me how, Mr. Awful, you know you addressed my concerns when I was in disguise the whole time? I'm gonna make a video about this. I'm not an expert, but it seems like it'd be a lot easier to have a goal of long-term tenants that enjoy living there and pay you regularly. I know, this company actually makes more money by shafting people's wallets. They make a lot of money collecting application fees, termination charges, and hoarding security deposits they should have given back. Then, they refuse to engage with their tenants and push as much obligation on them as possible. But eventually, that's gonna backfire on them. If you're planning to rent from a rental company, always look at the reviews first. Not every apartment is this awful, I imagine. Apartments are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Maybe that sweet, gooey caramel? Or maybe bitter dark chocolate with orange filling. Ugh! You suck!